Aloha guitar class. This is lesson 11. Today we're going to learn a new scale. We're going to do notes on the 5th string. We're going to do a second version of Hotel California and Aloha Oi, and we're going to add in some strumming to that. I hope that you took a look at the recital list of songs that I posted on Google Classroom. The final two Flipgrid assignments are Recital 1 and Recital 2. And well, usually we have like a public concert where we all play together and a recital where you do a solo piece, but we can't do public concerts right now, so we do the two recital pieces on Flipgrid, and some of those are pretty easy, things that we've already done. The two easiest ones are Ode to Joy Harmony and Amazing Grace Harmony. So if you're not feeling very confident about that, you might want to choose those, and you have like a month, 5-6 weeks until you have to turn those in, maybe 5 weeks. So you definitely want to be prepared for that, because you don't want to wait until the week before and then stress yourself out. But if you've got those down and you're already bored with that, you might want to learn some of the newer ones. And if you're feeling really adventurous, I put some things in there that are pretty hard, like the Hotel California riff is one of the most difficult ones. Blackbird, that's a good one. Things that we probably won't get to cover in the lessons videos, but these are all pretty good song charts. Whether or not you get to them this semester or try them on the recital, you will have them for future endeavors, future projects. So there's a good variety of stuff in there, some interesting things, and also some ones that could be pretty safe choices. But regardless, you want to at least have 2 of those that you're working on right now that you feel pretty confident about recording. Don't wait on that. And like I said before, if there's something that you want to record that's not on the list, you need to email me the sheet music that you're using and get my approval for that, because some things are appropriate for a solo instrumental recital and some things aren't. And also, yeah, there's no singing on the recital, so it's just playing the guitar. So we want something like Ode to Joy, you know, that has the melody and the harmony, or Amazing Grace. Something that stands alone, that's not missing something. Brown Eyed Girl strumming, Hotel California strumming, those are good things to practice, but they're missing the melody, which is usually sung while playing. But since this isn't the singing class, I want to see your guitar playing. Okay, so let's start with the scale. At this point, you should have your 4 open position scales memorized. We talked about playing the C major scale and the E blues scale with the backing tracks I sent you. That's fun. That gets you ready for another really fun activity, which is like doing improvisation. Which we'll talk about later. First step in that is like learning your scale, and then getting it memorized, getting it smooth, getting it to sound good, playing it with the backing track so that you can keep up rhythmically. And then there's some things we can do with that after we've, achieved those few steps. Okay. Anyway, the documents you should have ready for this lesson, I should probably say that, is C major movable scale, notes on the 5th string, Aloha Oi harmony with strumming, and the Eagles Hotel California, the Capo 7 version. Okay, that's it. And let's do this scale. So this is what's called a movable scale, and it moves along the 6th string. So in this position, we start on 8. You can count the frets: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're gonna start on fret 8, and you can see the strings. This is the 6th string. You can see that it's bigger, the biggest one, and then they get smaller, just like as it goes this way, your strings get smaller, and then the one up here is the high E. So this is a little bit of a different way of looking at the scales. We did the tabs before because we were trying to learn how to read the tabs at that point, but looking at a scale diagram is another good way to look at the scale. It's a more visual way. And then it goes like this. So you want to start on the lowest note, which is this one. Well, let's do it first, and then I'll tell you what I mean by movable. I'll show you that. So, and the 2 here means we're going to use the middle finger. So these are the fingerings, and this scale fits neatly on 4 frets. So it's the first finger will play on the 7th fret, and the middle finger will play on the 8th fret, and the ring finger will play on the 9th fret, and the pinky finger will play on the 10th fret. And you want to use your dots on your guitar. Most guitars have dots on 3, 5, 7, 9, and 12. I don't have a dot here on my fingerboard, but I have a dot up here on the neck. But yeah, some guitars, they don't have a dot on 3, they'll have a dot on 5, 7, 9, maybe 12. Usually it's a double dot, 2 dots on 12. And those are reference points that you use so that you don't have to count every single time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you see you have the same dots here on the diagram. And then down here it tells you the names of the notes, and that's helpful too. But it's the same thing, the fingering and the notes down below. So let's play this thing. String 6, fret 8, middle finger, ready, and then the next one is the pinky on 10, ready, and then we go to the next string, first finger on 7, ready, and middle finger on 8 on that string, pinky on 10 on that string. Next string, first finger on 7, ring finger on 9, pinky on 10. It's always pinky on 10 on every string. Next string, first finger on 7, ring finger on 9, pinky on 10. finger on 8, pinky on 10, then the last string, first finger on 7, middle finger on 8, and pinky on 10. Okay, and then we're going to reverse that. So now we're going to go from right to left, string by string. Ready? 10, 8, 7. Next string, 10, 8. Next string, 10, 9, 7. Same thing on the string, 10, 9, 7. And then the fifth string, 10, 8, 7, 10, 8. Okay, let's do that again. I'm just going to point this time. Okay, now that's a little bit harder to do than doing the open position scales because we have to use all 4 fingers. We don't have any open strings in that pattern. And what it means to be movable, since there are no open strings, I can move that starting note to any note on the 6th string and play the same exact pattern and get any of the scales, all 12 of the scales actually. There's 12 of them if we count all the different major scales that we can play. So I can move that note, the C, I can move it down to A and play the same thing. And I get the A major scale. I can do a G major scale if I start that on the 3rd fret. The A one was on the 5th fret. G is on the 3rd fret. If I start from G, play the same pattern again. G scale, and any note, doesn't matter, and you play the pattern. D, that was D major starting from 10. So this is a little bit of a harder scale to play, but it's quite a bit more useful because you can find any major scale that you want to play. Okay, now let's talk about the scales. I can't remember exactly if we've talked about this before. This is lesson 11, so I'm starting to not remember every single detail, but if I have, then we can talk about this again now. Oh yeah, I did. When we talked about playing with the backing track, we talked about playing the quarter notes, and then if you want to try the 8th notes, which is twice as fast, you do the alternate picking. So what I want you to start practicing with your open position scales is to alternate pick those. So let's play the C major open scale, which you should have memorized. And we're we're going to alternate the picking direction. So the first note is down, and then the next note is up, and the third note is down, and the next note is up, and so on. And you want to keep alternating, and don't play any of the notes twice. So when you get to the top note, you play that note once and go back. If you play any of the notes twice, then you'll mess up your picking pattern. Okay, let's try that. We'll go real slow. Ready? And down, up, 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 down. And that's one thing that you can do if you have your scale memorized. It's very difficult to do this if it's not memorized. Is to focus on your right hand and try and do some work with your right hand. Now, you might want to actually look at your right hand. That helps, just to make sure that it's doing what you want it to do, which is alternate the downs and the ups. Okay, you can do the same thing if you want to practice like finger style. There's two ways to do alternate picking with the fingers. And the first way is you alternate the thumb going down and the finger coming up. So thumb down, finger up, thumb down, finger up, thumb down, finger up. And I'm just using the first finger. Thumb, finger, thumb, finger, thumb, finger. And it's good to practice both. Now when I do that, just like when we did Let It Be, and I talked about you want to keep this thumb out here in front and the finger behind it. You never want to cross your thumb under your finger or do it the opposite way where you're doing this. You keep the finger out in front of the thumb. Keep the thumb out in front of the finger and never cross over the two. And it's good to practice both, because we want to get good at using the pick, and we also want to get good at using our fingers, because it's make you a well-balanced player, and then you'll be able to do strumming and picking and riffs that require the use of a pick, and also finger style patterns like Blackbird. Also doing things with the pick. And then I said there's two ways to do alternate picking with the fingers. The first is thumb and finger going down and up, and the other way is the more kind of classical way to do this, is the first finger and second finger alternating. And this way both of them are coming up. We're not going to do one down and another one up. So it's up with the first finger and then up with the middle finger. And the fingers it looks like they're walking when you do this. It's kind of funny. So first finger, second finger, 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 first finger, and so on. That's probably the one that I'm the worst at. Because I just don't use that quite as much because I'm not really a classical player. That would be a good thing for me to practice. So the 3 ways, again, pick, alternating, down, up, down, up, down, up. And like I said before, you only want to do this with scales that you know really well already and that you have memorized. Because it's very difficult if you're trying to think about this hand and what this hand is doing. You want to get to the point where you don't have to think about what this hand is doing and you can focus on the other hand. Okay? And then the other way is thumb down, finger up, alternating that. And it keeps alternating. You don't want to have any place where you do the thumb down and then the next note the thumb down. You've messed it up if you do that. And the places you got to watch out for is when you change from one string to another. The pattern keeps alternating. Doesn't matter if you're changing strings or not. And then the last way is finger up, alternating the first and the second finger like that. Which is also how you play the bass guitar, or the bass, the big bass. You alternate these fingers. Okay, anyway, that's the scale. And then what you can do once you learn your new scale, C major, movable, you can try playing it with the backing track. Try quarter notes first. Let's do that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if that was too fast for you, just slow it down and try from 60% speed or 70% speed. Okay. So that's our new scale for the week. I think that one, and then there's probably only one more that we'll have time to do this semester. So that'll give you like 4 open position scales and 2 movable patterns. And the next one will be the A minor scale. And that gives you a pretty good foundation for scales. Those are the main thing. You want to get a few major scales. The open position ones is the easiest ones, then the movable scales are a little bit harder but more useful because you can move them around the fingerboard. The blues scale and the A minor or the minor scale. We haven't done that yet. And if we have time, we might get to do the movable blues scale. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Next, let's do Hotel California, the Capo 7 version. So if you want to play this with the recording, you're going to capo the 7th fret. That's that clamp thing I showed you last time. 7th fret. And then the 8th fret becomes the 1st fret, the 9th fret becomes the 2nd fret, and so on. And you just play these chords. Most of these, we're going to learn a couple new ones. But I'm not going to use the capo right now because I don't know if everyone has a capo. It's not really required, but it's just a thing that comes in handy, is useful for things like this. If you want to play them with the original recordings, which is a really good thing to do. It makes your practice more fun. Gives you a rhythm challenge to work on, which is really important. E minor, and we're going to do the same strum pattern we've been doing on Knocking on Heaven's Door, Rhythm 2, and the Hotel California Capo 2 thing that we did last time. And this is good because we get to practice the same strum pattern, get that really well ingrained, so that we can play it without having to count so much, having to think about it too much, second guess ourselves, etc. And also we get to learn a few different chords, so that by the time we get to the end of the semester, we'll know a good number of chords, the basic ones anyway. Okay, E minor, ready, and down, down, up, down, 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 up. Okay, B7. We haven't learned that one before, so you might want to press pause on the video and look that up in your chord chart right now. This is a tough one because you have to use 4 fingers to play it, but this will make you a better player if you practice this and learn how to switch to this chord. One thing about this, I will show you this little shortcut. B7 and E minor share this same note with the same finger. So a good way to switch from this chord to B7 is, instead of taking all your fingers off and playing the open strings, you just take this finger off and play the open strings. You leave this finger where it is, and this finger just moves one string down. You can put this finger down behind it. So that helps when 2 chords share a note in common that uses the same finger, then you don't have to take it off when you play the open string. So I'll do that real slow. D sus2. That's one that you won't find in your chord chart. So I talked about this before. There's some good resources for chords. One is Google Image Search, and then another one is an app called Basic Chords. It's BASICHORDS, so it's like one word, basic chords, only one C, BASICHORDS. That's a good app for looking up chords. But Google Image Search works. So let's look that chord up. D sus2 guitar chord. And it shows us, oh yeah, I gotta click images to get all the, and this is the way I like to play it right here. This first one says to do it this way, and then some of them say to do it this way. But I think if you take like a survey of all of these, most of them tell you to play it this way, because the way I like to think about this chord is as a D without the middle finger. So D, and then take your middle finger off. Okay. Everybody's got Google now, so just look it up on that or get the Basic Chords app. But this is the best fingering, I think, because we're already used to playing D. So you just think D, and then you don't need to put this finger down. Okay. So D sus2, ready, and then this chord, A9/C sharp. That's kind of a funny chord. You probably won't find that in Google Image Search, because there's like 100 different ways to play it. I'm gonna show you, this is like the easiest way. So you put your ring finger on the 5th string on the 4th fret, and you put your first finger on the 2nd string, the 2nd fret on the 4th string, like this. 5th string, 4th fret, 4th string, 2nd fret. and you play from the 5th string. Okay, it's a really nice chord. It's pretty easy actually because you only have to use 2 fingers. So except for this B7 chord, that whole first line is chords that where you only have to place 2 fingers. Okay, so you'll just have to remember that. All right, and you can use the example video. If you forget, just watch the video. And that's a chord that you won't see very often. So A9/C sharp, and we already talked about what that slash means. It means that instead of having an A as the lowest note in the chord, we replace that in this case with C sharp. So it's an A9 chord with a C sharp in the bass. Okay, ready, and down, down, up, up, down, 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 up. C, we know that one. Ready, and C. Up, up, down, down, down. G, ready, and up, up, down, 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 up. A minor 7. I'm not sure if that's in our chord chart or not, but if it's not, you can use the Google image search or the Basic Chords app. A minor 7. The little m is for minor. And this one I like to think of as A minor without the ring finger. So you play A minor and then take your ring finger off. Google image search, A minor 7. I just like to check this. Yeah, that's right. Not this one. I think you can tell like which one is easier, right? This one or this one. But yeah, I just like to check that, make sure I don't send you to Google and learn the wrong thing. A minor 7, another easy one. Ready, and then B7, difficult one. Ready, and chorus is just the same chords in a different order, so nothing new down there. And the form of this song is you play what's in the repeat brackets here 4 times and then play the chorus once, and then when you repeat this happens 2 times, and that's why it says here intro 2 times, verse 2 times. So it's like 2 extra times for the intro, but that only happens at the beginning of the song. So when you play the second verse, you only do this twice, and then the chorus. It's really easy to tell on this song because every time they go to the chorus, they sing, "Welcome, welcome to the Hotel California." Always hear that, "Welcome to the Hotel California." That's the chorus line on that. And if you hear that and you're somewhere on the verse, then you're in the wrong place. So that's kind of like a cue to go to the chorus, or it lets you know that you're not in the right place if you're not at that spot. Okay. So practice that, learn those chords. A lot of them we already know, and try playing along with the example video. slow it down if you need to. We should be getting better and better at switching chords, so like it should be no problem to go to E minor or to go to C or to G. D7, D7, D sus2 is should be no problem because it's only 2 fingers and it's D without the middle finger. A minor 7 should be no problem because it's only 2 fingers and it's A minor without the ring finger. You can also think of it as C without the ring finger. You wind up with the same thing. The hard one in here that I would expect that would take you some time, like in the other version, F is the one I think that will take you some time to get that to sound good. I hope you keep working on that with Hotel California, and Let It Be also gives you a chance to work on that F chord. On this one, it's going to be that B7, which at least you don't have to do a bar or something like that. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4 on the fingertips. Okay, that's Hotel California. Let's do Aloha Oi with strumming. Alright, this one we've already done a lesson about how to play the harmony. All of that is the same. It just adds in some strums in here and makes things more interesting. I think all the hammer-ons should be in the same place when we do that. Let's talk about the strum a little bit. Now, this strum looks a little bit like our Brown-Eyed Girl strum. So if we do C and we play the Brown-Eyed Girl strum, it's down, down, up, up, down, up. Let's do that a few times. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now, this pattern is somewhat modified from that. We leave out the second strum, and one reason why we'd like to do that is so that we can let the melody note ring a little bit longer. So instead of going down, down, up, down, up, we replace that second strum with a fake strum, and we go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Let's do that several times. Up, down, up, down. And that just makes the strum a little bit more relaxed and lets that first chord ring a little bit longer. It is good to use the fake strum. That keeps you kind of in sync with the beat more. Especially for beginners, it helps you to keep that beat without having to use a metronome or count so much. And then the next thing is sort of like the first 3 strums of Brown-Eyed Girl, where it's just down, down, up. That's all there is to it. So if we put all that together, it's down, up, down, up, down, down, up. So if you practice that several times and get just that part, then you should be able to put the strum into here. Now this, if you play Aloha Oi harmony, you'll notice, like, when you get to this chord and you go 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. That's like a really long time that goes by, and it's nice to fill that with something, and this fills it with something. So instead of going 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now it's nice to learn it that way because we can kind of build it up step by step so that you're not overwhelmed by the difficulty here. You learn it in parts. But in this case, we fill that space. So that strum pattern repeats throughout the song, um, but in certain places, like we don't play the whole strum pattern. Like here in measure 1, we go down, up, but then we get our melody in there. Okay, so let's go through this real slow, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it because you have the example video to follow. Don't forget about, you know, the repeats, and then when you do the repeat, you skip to the second ending. You can never play a first ending and then a second ending in sequence. It's a first ending and then you have to repeat to somewhere, and then on the repeat you skip the first ending. Okay, we have to learn that. I think most of you got it, but some of you were confused by that. So check out the feedback I sent you and try to make those corrections. But the example video should show you how to play this and in what order. So that's why it's so important that you watch that, that you try to play along, because you know, not just for the timing and the rhythm, but the order that the song goes in. That's important. Okay, let's do this very slowly. So we set up our C chord and first note and the chord, and then up, F, C, but only 3 notes there, and then we strum up, down, down, up, G. But this G, instead of having it on the ring finger on the first string, we put it on the second string, and you can just try to mute this string. You can either mute it with this finger by just putting it up tight to the neck. You can mute that, or letting this finger droop a little bit. You can do it either way. But yeah, if you just kind of let this chord droop slightly, you don't want to mute other strings. Okay, ready? G, down, up to G, G7, G, up, down, down, up. Repeat. Up. C, up, down, up. Now we're down here at the second ending. Scroll down, measure 10, F, G, bar, up, C, C. Put a chord symbol there. I'll have to go correct that before I send it to you. This is all C. Repeat. And the second ending. Ready? thing is covering it up. Hold on just a sec. G, ready, and C, F, C. Okay, so that's Aloha Oi with strumming, which makes it a lot more interesting to listen to because you don't have to just sit there and, you know, count 2, 3, 4, 1. That's boring. Okay, refer to the example video for that. That is kind of a challenging one, but it's interesting. You know, as the material gets more challenging and more complex, that also makes it more interesting and hopefully more fun once you can do it with a little bit of you know, continuity and smoothness. You know, we like our food complex. We like our music to have at least some complexity. Maybe not too much, but at least have layers to it that entertain our ears. Okay, last thing is notes on the 5th string. So we're almost there. We can do notes on the 5th string and notes on the 6th string, and then we know all the notes on all 6 strings in the open position, which is a good foundation for that. And then if you want to continue on with the note reading, you have some foundation for that. Okay, notes on the 5th string. So we have A, and we've talked about the ledger lines before, so like we know that the lowest line on the treble clef is E, and then, you know, say if I didn't know what this note was, if it didn't say here, I'd have to count backwards through the alphabet from E. The next space is D, the line under that is C, the space under that is B, and then the line under that is A. So it just goes alphabetical: A, B, C, D, E, like that. But yeah, this is A. That's our open string. A. And then this B is the 2nd fret of the 5th string. And then this C is the 3rd fret of the 5th string. Now this one should make the most sense because when we play the C scale, that's the note that we start on, the first scale that we learn: C, D, E, F, and so on. Okay, so C. And I think I mentioned this before, but that scale is a good way to find notes. Like if I saw a note on the treble clef and I forgot where it was on the guitar, see if I can find a good example in here. How about this note here? So every good boy, that's a B. I imagine that I forgot where that note is, so I can start on C and count my way up to find that note. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. And there's my B. Let's do this one. That's A because I spelled the word F-A-C-E for the word face for the notes on the spaces. A, so I'm going to start on C. C, D, E, F, G, A. There's my A. Okay, so knowing the scale helps you learn the notes. It's a useful tool. Okay. A should make sense because that's our open string A, and when we play the A minor chord, we put that note in the bass as the lowest note in the chord. Okay, let's play blues bass. Ready? It's gonna go A, B, A, C, A, B, A. Ready? 1, 2, slowly. 3, 4. A, B, A, C, A, B, A, B, A, C, A, B, A, D coming up, D, E, D, F, B, E, D, back to A, B, A, C, A, B, A, and we're going to go to E, F, E, D, D, E, D, A, D, C, A. And you can play through the rest of these. Green sleeves is a good one because you have to review kind of all 4 of these middle strings to find the notes. It has a good range on it all the way, you know, from A up to I see C up here. Is that the highest one? That looks like the highest one. So A, all of those notes. Joshua fought the Battle of Jericho. That one's pretty easy. It almost sounds like Mary Had a Little Lamb. It's sort of like a minor. You know, Mary Had a Little Lamb is in a major key. This one is in the minor. Okay. That's it for today. So learn your C movable scale. Try playing it with the backing track. Try cross-picking your open position scales. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Scale practice is always ongoing practice, and it's a good measurement of your progress. It's a critical exercise that you should be doing every day. At least, you know, you can focus on one scale, maybe 2 scales, and do that. You don't have to do every single one every day, but you need to do some kind of scale practice every day. It's very important that you keep up with that. And then we've got notes on the 5th string. We're almost done. Just got one more string to do on that. We'll do that next week. Take care of that. And then Hotel California, the Capo 7 version. We have a couple, 2 or 3 new chords to learn for that. And like I said, if you can't find a chord like D sus2 or well, this one you just have to remember from what I showed you. A9/C sharp, D sus2, A minor 7. If that's not in the chord chart, I can't remember if it is or not. I don't think it is. Use Google image search or the Basic Chords app. And then we've got Aloha Oi with strumming, which is probably the most complicated thing we've done so far, but also really cool. Okay, that's it for today. I will see you in the next lesson video. Enjoy that and have a good week. Mahalo.